For this activity, I'm going to be reading you each passage, and at the end, you're going to be deciding whether it is cause and effect, sequence, compare and contrast, or any of the text structures. Here we go. Number 1. Whoops, I added too much baking powder to the cupcake mix, Kate. I confessed to my sister as I started into the mixing bowl. I'm sure it's fine, Kate said hopefully. I slid the cupcake pan into the oven, set the timer, and sat down. Beep! The timer buzzed from the kitchen. I bolted up from the couch, rushed over to the oven with my mitten on. I pulled the pan out from the oven. Ugh, Kate. That's not fine, I said as I showed her the cupcakes. Or should I say, ginormous cupcakes? Oh, I suppose these are the result of adding too much baking powder, she laughed. Would this be cause and effect? Would this be sequence? Or would it be compare and contrast? On your paper, write which one you think this passage fits with. Number 2. After taking the cupcakes out from the oven and being shocked at how huge they were, I hung my head in defeat. Kate, who knew adding too much baking powder would do this? I cried to my sister. Well, maybe they tasted better than they look, she suggested. I bit into the cupcake and immediately spit it back out into the garbage. Gross, I groaned. My mom walked into the kitchen with her eyes opened wide and said, Too much baking powder? Next time that happens, just increase the other ingredients in the recipe to match the amount of baking soda you added. All right, now you're trying to pick, is that cause and effect? Is it description? Or is it problem and solution? Number 3, baked with love. Hello to all you bakers out there. Thank you for tuning in today's segment of Baking with Love. Today's topic deals with frosting the perfect cupcake. Put your apron on, wash your hands, and get ready to get your bake on. First, fill the pastry bag with the icing of your choice. Next, point the tip of the pastry bag on the outer edge of the cupcake. Then squeeze the pastry bag while holding one hand near the tip of the other hand on top of the pastry bag, holding tightly. While doing so, move the bag in a circular motion, working your way to the center of the cupcake. Viola, your cupcake should look like a pro. Tune in next week. Is this an example of cause and effect, sequence, or compare and contrast? Make sure you're recording these answers on your paper. Number 4. Top 3 cupcake flavors. Number 1, chocolate and vanilla. This combination is a classic when it comes to cupcakes. Millions of people enjoy the different ways this combo can be put together, from vanilla with dark chocolate frosting, milk chocolate cake with creamy vanilla icing. Number 2, red velvet. People have enjoyed red velvet cakes for a long time, but could never finish an entire cake. Then somebody came along and created the red velvet cupcake, perfect for the small treat that can be gobbled up in 5 bites. Number 3, peanut butter. Believe it or not, the peanut butter cupcake is one that is becoming more popular each year. It is not so sweet and can be enjoyed with many different frostings such as chocolate, honey, or banana. Is this an example of cause and effect, description, or problem solving? Number 5. The last one. Muffins and cupcakes share many similarities. However, There are a few characteristics that set these pastries apart. For one thing, muffins tend to be on the healthier side, as fruit can be added to them. They aren't too sweet, and they can be made even healthier if the baker uses whole wheat flour. Muffins are drier than cupcakes. Cupcakes are sweet, soft, and are typically made with more eggs and butter. They are usually slathered with frosting. Muffins are typically eaten as a breakfast food, whereas cupcakes are eaten as a sweet treat or as a dessert. There are no denying how tasty both are. So at the bottom here, is this an example of cause and effect, sequence, or compare and contrast? Make sure you record all your answers on your paper. If you need to go back and to listen to some of the ones, please do. After you're done with this, raise your hand and a teacher will come and look over your answers.